All right, it is 9 o'clock. I don't know if you guys ever do this, like jam out before team calls. I love doing it. It just puts me in such a good vibe space. So welcome everyone tonight to the Team Huddle. And I know, guys, keep in mind, like the most important calls, and I'm not saying that these aren't important, but the most important calls, the ones that duplicate our business, are the ones that Kyle and Christy do on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday morning. Friday it's just a review of the compensation plan, probably more for new people than anything. But if you haven't been told yet, or it just like didn't really sink in yet, Monday is really, really important. Wednesday is important. We talk about products. We learn a lot of testimonies, ways that we can help people. And then the Thursday, Trade Talks. Okay. And I know that last week's was canceled, so we've all got our craving for this Thursday. But those are really, really important. So now with these kinds of calls, we're either going to use them to highlight members who are doing really, really well, and we want to learn from them. We want to see what they're doing and see if it clicks for us. Or we're going to kind of do some interactive stuff. And I want to do an exercise tonight that I did, oh my gosh, maybe like 2 years ago, and it flipped my perspective of so many things. So bear with me. Like, I know it might seem silly, but just bear with me and do it. Give it some faith, and hopefully, hopefully this helps you. Okay, so I said to grab a pen and paper. This is more just so you can keep track of your answers. I'm gonna have you put them in the chat. Now you can send them to just me in the chat if you need to, if you don't want to share them with the group. But I really want to show you some perspective on something. Okay, so I hope you're open to that. Obviously this is a space that we're all here to learn. So the first thing I want you to write down on your piece of paper is, what is one thing right now that you could have that would give you relief? Okay, and interpret that how you will. Maybe it's, I don't know, money, maybe it's a thing, maybe it's a feeling, like whatever it is. Okay, just one thing, something that will give you relief. And just be honest, write it down with yourself, with your bad self. Okay. Okay, and when we've all written that down, hopefully, actually I'm going to give you guys just a few more seconds, because I know sometimes you got to brainstorm a little bit. I know I do. Sometimes I'm like, which one first, but like something like on the top, that comes to the top of your head, front of your tongue, tip of your tongue, whatever. And now I want you to write down, what would you invest to have that thing? How much money would you invest to have that thing? Right? I want you to really think about it and be honest, where's that threshold for you? Should be a dollar amount. We're not, we're not bartering peanuts or anything like that. Should be a dollar amount. And so once you've written that down, okay, I want you to think about, what would you consider to be an expensive dinner, right? So like, yeah, peanuts. So you're going out, right? And you are looking at the meal, this the whole check or whatever, and you're like, well, that was an expensive dinner, or that's an expensive place to eat out. What's an expensive dinner for you when you go out? For you, just be honest for you, okay? Okay, and once you have that answer, I want you to write down the largest investment you've ever made, okay? Perspective that how you will. Maybe that's an education, maybe that's a vehicle, maybe that's a actual investment, a mutual fund, or I don't know, you bought a franchise or a child, I don't know. The largest investment, okay? And then the last thing is I want you to write down the maximum amount of money that you've ever spent in one weekend. Okay? So this is like your craziest weekend. For me, I know exactly which weekend it is. If you've ever randomly ended up in another state in the morning, you're on my level. Okay? So we've all written those down. Now, I'm going to write something in the chat. Okay, Kendra, no worries. We'll get her caught up. I'm going to put something in the chat. And so if you want to respond anonymously, okay, if you want to chat anonymously, then please just go ahead and click my message and then it'll send it to me directly privately. And if you don't care, throw it in there. But give me just a second here because we're gonna try and get this team member caught up. Hopefully she can handle the lightning round. I'll give it like a minute, Kendra. Hopefully you guys are having a banging Sunday. It's been an amazing Sunday for me, anyways. Out here living my best life. Okay, she can hear now. Great. All right, so, and I'm not sure what her name is, but I'm sure she's fantastic. I'm just gonna run you through a lightning round real quick, okay? If you have a piece of paper, go ahead and write down one thing that would give you relief right now. Thing that comes to top frame of mind that would give you relief. And then what you would invest to have it. How much money would you invest to have that thing? Okay, wow, that's a cool name, I like that. And then go ahead and write what you consider to be an expensive dinner. Aw, place for you, Gemma. That's so cute, dude. I love your cat. Write down your largest investment and write down what you spent on your most expensive weekend, okay? So if you've written that down, now we're gonna do it all as a crew. Sweet. So my own apartment, an extra $2,000. So some money, right? Okay, money. Yeah. Mm-hmm. You can go ahead and write it in the chat. You've written it down. Go ahead and put in the chat what your what an expensive dinner is. Okay. Oh, I need a lift too, girl. But you probably need it for a better reason than I do or something. Mold gone from your apartment. Girl, you're in the right place. Can't say that these products will remove the mold from your apartment, but from your body. Yep. 100 a person for dinner, right? Okay, I want to see these things. Go ahead and write expensive dinner, 50 plus. Okay, good. Let's see the dinners. Dinners. 200. Okay. Okay. 100 a person. Okay, 200 dinner. Yeah, okay. You guys are all wondering what I'm doing with this. I love it. Ooh, girl, I feel you. Okay. Yep. Okay. Largest investment, I got a lot of those already. And most expensive amount you've had that you spent in the weekend, you guys can start dropping those. Okay. Yep. Cool. You guys are so cool. Whoa, living in Korea for 9 months. This is awesome. Music festival. Yeah, Bonnaroo. Okay, I know it. I know it. Very cool. Very cool. Random trip to Arizona. Amazing. Yep. Okay. Wow. Dang, Kendra. Okay. So you guys have put all of these amounts in the chat, right? Some things, these amounts. And what I want you to take from this, especially with the dinner thing, okay, because that's something that we come into, like we do all the time, right? People go out for dinner. That's a very common expense. Spend it in a weekend or whatever. I want you to have this perspective that everybody considers expensive to be a different amount. Everyone's threshold for what they'll spend to get relief is a different amount. What everybody wants for relief is a different amount or different thing. Okay, so take this into your heart when you're speaking to people. Okay, keep it in the back of your mind as well. We often decide before we even speak to someone about price or what they're going to have to invest. We decide in our brain based on what we think is expensive, right? Or based on maybe how they dress or how they act or the things they already have. And we decide before we even speak to them, and it's a prejudgment. It's a form of prejudgment. And it doesn't mean you're a bad person, right? It's very, very human to do this. Very, very human. But it limits what we can do for people. I don't want you to think about Navon as a burden. I don't want you to think about that pack price as a burden. We had a call today with somebody who the premise of getting on the call was that they didn't have the income, right? They didn't have the money. And we spoke to her, and before the call, I was fretting. I was like, how am I gonna, like, what am I gonna say? How am I gonna do this? How am I gonna coach her to believe in herself? Whatever. We're like, I'm thinking about this call, right? And we hopped on the call. It was Jackie and I, and we hopped on the call, and I let all of that go out my head. All of it. Every single bit of it just flew right out my ears, and all I could think about was, I'm gonna help this girl. I'm gonna help Jackie help this girl. So we're gonna figure out what she even wants. What does she consider to be expensive? What's her budget? What pack is she even looking at? Before I decided, because she can't afford it, I'm thinking like my brain, that prejudging brain goes to, she has $0. She had $0, nothing. Because to me, that's what broke would be, right? So to me, that's what broke would be. I got $0 in my bank account. But sometimes somebody has, $300, $400. It's just that it is an investment for them. It's a sacrifice. It's not a drop in the bucket. That's probably why they're looking at the extra income in the first place, right? They'll be draining that account a little bit. And that's scary. And sometimes people's first notion with that fear is to say, I don't have the money. But it just means that they don't see it as the answer for their relief yet. So we have a conversation with them. We figure out what's calling out to them. We figure out what they want, what they're looking for, right? And then we just ask them those questions, because when we decide it in our mind, we don't even let them speak. We're never gonna get the real answer, right? And I've done that before. I've assumed that people didn't have the money just based off of their pages or the way they dressed. Oh, sorry, but what a dick. What a dick of me when I literally walk around wearing athletic clothes and sweatpants most of the time. So if someone had prejudged me to not have the money and never asked me, even when I was completely broke, I wanted it more than I was afraid to spend more money or figure out how to get it, right? So the point of this exercise is I want you to think about money as an energy exchange. Sometimes spending the money, it's a little scary, or it takes a leap of faith. But for somebody, the relief could be up here, right? Even if it's here, that works out. So when you're speaking to people, understand what this can do for them. I forgot about that for a while. Like I truly, truly forgot about that for a while. I was so caught up in this race of needing to be the most wealthy, entrepreneur or network marketer I knew, needing to have, you know, the biggest team or the biggest company or the fattest paycheck in order to validate what I was doing. No. No. This industry has saved my life. This industry has done so much for me. And now I'm in a space where I want to do it. Where I want to do it, where I want to show up, where I want to talk about it with people. And that doesn't mean that sometimes even I don't get afraid. Okay, understand your leader sometimes gets afraid to speak to people about it, but I have to shake that. Because I know the person who introduced it to me was afraid. Yeah, he's admitted it. So the only words that came out of his mouth were, you should take a look at what I'm doing on the side. But it changed my life. It changed my life, guys. And so, you know, there's a lot of money mindset deconstruction we can do, but that was such a powerful exercise for me because I realized I was prejudging people. And I had to own up to that so that I could change that behavior. I was hesitating to ask, to follow up, to follow through, to ask for, you know, moving forward because of the price. But I've done that when the packs were $100 somewhere else. So it's just the spending, it's just the making the decision, it's just the money. And I had to get over that. I had to get over that, guys, because there are people who would pay 3 times what these pack prices are in order to have the relief. But we got to ask them. And we got to have faith that what we have can save lives, because I promise you it already has. And if you don't know that, like I said, log on into those Wednesday morning calls, log into, or go ahead and take a peek at any of the testimonial pages. Speak to some of our members. Not everybody's going to share their testimony. They're not ready yet. But I can guarantee you, the day that you have, or if you already have, received that testimonial from a friend that says, this has completely changed my life. This is, I don't even know where I would be without this. It's worth it. And they wouldn't be there if you didn't open your mouth. So please, don't just be brave for yourself. Don't just be brave for your own income. I know that's important. I know that's why we're here. I wouldn't do this for free. I have to be honest. This is my livelihood. This is what pays my bills. But we have to be brave to serve other people. And I made a post the other day and I said, it's free to be kind, but it pays to inspire kindness in others. You guys, if that's what we do, if we just duplicate being kind enough to share this with everybody we come into contact with, imagine where this business will be in 6 months. Imagine how quickly whatever, you know, situation your business is in right now to where you want it to be. Imagine how quickly that gap could close if you just got a little bit more confident, if you just got a little bit more ambitious. If you played your favorite song before you hopped on a call or before you started answering your messages. Just did a little jig sometimes, like, and got your energy in a place where you're like, wow, like, do I really have this? Do I really have this? Right? Let's support each other. Let's celebrate each other's presence here. Like, let's celebrate the fact that we all decided to make a decision and click join us and hop into this beautiful team, this beautiful community that throughout all of this craziness has stuck together and decided to be here and participate and be in a space that could make people's lives better, right? Do you need a call? Do you want to do a Zoom party, a relaunch to show people around you, ask for their support, expose them to what you're working on? Let's do it, right? Do you need to tell your story again and again and again and again on your page? Let's do it. Do you need to have some coaching? Let's do it. Because that's what I'm here for, guys. That's what I've realized in the past week, and that's why I wanted to come on and do this with you, because I'm starting to remember the reason I continued in network marketing for so long was because I love what it does for people. I love sharing something that saved my life. Please go share something that saved my life. someone in your upline's life. If it hasn't saved yours yet, it will if you continue at it. I promise you, even it is just enough for it to have saved someone you know's life. So powerful. And each and every single one of you has the equal ability to do it, the equal opportunity to do it. Hey, it doesn't matter if you came from Yale jail, doesn't matter if you graduated college, doesn't matter if you've been a bartender or a corporate worker, it doesn't matter where you're from, doesn't matter who your parents are, doesn't matter what's happened to you. Those things matter, but it doesn't matter in terms of your success here. This is an equal opportunity playing field. That's why it was created, was so that anybody could come in, and if they were just willing, right? If they were just willing to share that with other people, the same reason, the reason that they joined, if they were willing to share the reason that they joined with other people, how powerful of a movement that could be. And that's why Navon was created. So guys, I always feel like I never do this company the full justice, because when I heard it in November of 2019, it was my fantasy. It was my fantasy. And so if you were to ask me how much I would pay to be part of my fantasy company, my dream company, my dream movement, the amount's astronomical. And yes, I already have a little bit of perspective, but for those of you who don't know my initial story, I was $3,000 in the negative in my checking account. And I found, and this is the part of the story you might not know, is I asked a whole bunch of people around me if they could give me some cash, if they could just lend me some cash. Some people it was $10, some people it was $5. And I got it all within 24 hours, purchased my $7.99 pack with plus shipping and handling and tax and whatever. I went and I got a prepaid Visa and bought my pack with that. So where there's a will, there's a way. And you might have looked at me and not realized I was struggling, but internally I was drowning. So understand that's around you too, and you might not be aware of it. Go share with people why you're doing this. People ask what you're up to. For me, this is my passion. This is what I do. This is my livelihood. I go out there with a big smile on my face. I wear a big jersey that says network marketing, that says Navon. Somebody asked me, why are you so happy? What is it that's just like, what are you on? Can I have some? Dude, I'm on Navon. So that's what I wanted you to know tonight. That's what I wanted you to know tonight, how deeply this goes in my heart and how important it is that you go open your mouth and what that can do for you. And when you look at that top thing that you wrote down, that thing that can give you relief, a new apartment, right? Being able to afford getting the mold out of your place, or going and getting a new place, a new vehicle, right? A vacation, all these things that you guys told me. That's what you're going for. That's what your relief is. You deserve it. So go make it happen. We're here to help you however you need. You just have to speak up and ask, and we'll take care of you. Your sponsor will take care of you. If they don't know how, their sponsor will take care of you if they don't know how, and so on and so forth. We're all very, very empowered community of people. So I love you guys. I hope that that was helpful. Please, go ahead and if your teammate wasn't on tonight and you want to share the gist of that conversation that we just had all together with them, I'm sure that that's phenomenal. I did actually record it. I said I wasn't going to, but I forgot to stop it. So it is recorded if you need it, and I'll upload it to the team YouTube. But guys, get on the Monday morning call tomorrow and just don't make excuses. It's a mindset thing. You want it? You got it. It's right here. Let's go. Okay? Oh, there's a cop car outside. All right, guys, have a good night. We're here if you need us.